All y'all
What
ugly.
it is, what it ain't. It's your boy Dre, man. We back with another Against the Grain episode, man. I'm followed by my co-host, lesser host, man. We got Beezy the bro. Not Darth City is Beezy today, though.
Hoodie at, bro.
Where's the hoodie at, bro?
We don't have hoodie Beezy. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know if it's gonna slap as hard, but got my boy Beezy in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? Got my boy Nick Peach. You got the fresh chops, still ugly.
CEO Nick. I'm tired of telling you this, bro. Continue.
As many haircuts as he get, he's still gonna look like that. I'm sorry, y'all. And we got my boy Wilt Chamberlain in the lower right hand. Do not ask me why he's called Wilt Chamberlain. Do not ask me about them substances, man. Don't ask nothing about nothing. All right? We'll say what's up to the people.
What's up, y'all? David Ruffin back again.
Shut up. We don't care. Nick, say what's up to the people.
I just did.
We never cared about you either. Darcidius, say what's up.
I ain't got my hoodie on today, so I don't feel safe.
You're not high enough. All right, man. It's your favorite host. Listen, we kicking it off with a different topic today, man. We're going to talk about cancel culture, the conundrum that comes with that, man. We're going to talk about, hypersensitivity, maybe with certain activities. We're going to talk about if it's productive, if it pushes the culture forward, or do we just kind of get into moments of deep emotional distress? And if it isn't progressive in nature, what can we do with how we react to certain stimulus or adverse situations that may happen in the media world in order to progress our thoughts, and our brand collectively as a unit. So, I kick it off to, surprise. I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in this thing, man. I'm going to kick it off to Will first.
I knew he's going to do that.
You got to do it. Dang. Hey, Nick has left the group in typical Paul fashion.
I quit. I always get the ISO, bro. I always get the ISO.
We don't care, bro.
Don't worry about it, Paul.
Another drink, man. Hey, it gets deep. This is a whole nother subject, bro. We'll kick it off with my boy Will. Go ahead and tell people what's up.
Basically, so as far as the standpoint of is it detrimental or positive for the culture? I feel like the way it's used, it's not progressive. It's very detrimental. It doesn't leave room for progress. So most times when you hear about cancel culture, somebody said one thing or did one thing one time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fuck up every now and again. You know what I'm saying? At least once. You know what I'm saying? But it leaves no. You know what I'm saying? And people instantly, we done with them. We can't rock with them.
Are they done? Go ahead though.
They at least say.
Go ahead though.
But they at least say they are. So it's we've all done or said something before that we didn't necessarily mean, or we made a mistake by saying it in that moment. I mean, I get it depending on the egregious nature of it, but we've all made mistakes. And if you just automatically cutting somebody off for that one mistake, you have no room to make progress. I can see it was, it kept happening over and over. That's different. At that point in time, you've been corrected. People told you, hey, this ain't like that. And people tried to educate you on it, and you continue to do it. Then in that standpoint, I'm all for it. But you make one mistake and people cancel you. You can't progress.
You gotta cancel them.
I think cancel culture is synonymous with social media, only when we got I guess super access to prominent people, more access than we've ever had before. Do we expect perfection from everyone that we quote unquote look up to or has any type of status or clout or anything like that? I think that's the wrong way to go about it, because if someone is talking, any person, imagine if someone shined our light on any of our lives at various points, or we've said some wild or messed up, right? Exactly. I know why you drunk there. You feel me? So we done had some discussions.
Dang, he snitching. Dang, he snitching.
You ever smiling, Nick? No, I wouldn't smile too much. And hey, don't say nothing. Don't even look. Hey, Will, get out the camera, bro. If we're gonna do that, just go ahead and get out the camera. No, bro, on some real stuff. But for real, if someone looked at our life through a magnifying glass and then literally nitpicked everything that we've ever done wrong, or everything that we've ever said wrong, or something that we could have articulated better, instead of everyone to cancel us, you know what I'm saying? It'd be demoralizing. But I think the offset that I don't think cancel culture even evolves to a cancellation. Meaning, let's look at the people that we've canceled predominantly, over the history. Kanye West been canceled so many times, bro, from the things that he said. He's been canceled all the way to billionaire status. You feel me? Gucci. Gucci got canceled again. But you think the CEO or the president of Gucci is worried about a bunch of people, black people, let's just call it real, keep it real, that he offended from buying his clothes? Like, is that even the prominent base for his marketing? Does he even market things for the black community? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. The people are the trendsetters popularize it, but like we're not aimed at the marketing strategy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It may not be marketed toward us, but we're probably the biggest consumer.
So
I wouldn't even say biggest consumer. I wouldn't even say biggest consumer though.
I wouldn't say biggest consumer either. I say the most.
We just see it. We just see it. Yeah.
The most flashy consumer for sure, but probably not the biggest consumer. Like if black people stop buying Gucci today, Gucci still gonna roll.
They're gonna be cool.
Facts. No doubt. So check this out. So I think whenever I look at and think about cancel culture, I believe it's the new court system for social media. You know what I mean? Like that's the best way I can explain cancel culture. I believe cancel culture has always been around in a certain form, but social media has really accelerated cancel culture. You know what I'm saying? So
I need an example, sir.
It's a court of public opinion for the most part. We can all see it.
There it is. Now shut up because I'm talking. So look, check this out. To Dre's point, shut up. So to Dre's point, looking at Gucci, like you said, we can cancel Gucci, but we also have to understand the psyche of humans because we gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? Then you got ignorant folks like a Floyd Mayweather to where he's still gonna support. You know what I'm saying? So it's like cancel culture, I feel like it's counterproductive and it leaves no room for grace or growth, like Will said. You know what I mean? But I believe it just depends on the individual because how productive is cancel culture? So I believe that it's not anything new. It's just that, like y'all been saying, to y'all's point, social media has given us more insight and access to certain celebs and allowed us to dig deep into someone's past.
Man, you can't let them cook, bro.
I couldn't let that one go. The celebs
of the world.
But I mean, y'all get shut the fuck up now. So, but nonetheless, I don't feel like cancel culture is new, but it's also counterproductive. You know what I'm saying? Because it does not give room for growth.
So, if you look up the definition of cancel culture, it pulls up online shaming, which is interesting. It says cancel culture refers to the popular practice of withdrawing support for or canceling public figures and companies after they have done or said something considered objectionable or offensive. Cancel culture is generally discussed as being performed on social media in the form of group shaming. Group shaming is almost a better term for it, because nobody really gets canceled. And it's almost, cancel culture seems like the poor man's version of a boycott. It's like, I'm not gonna really do anything. I'm not gonna
back to back.
I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm gonna say I canceled you. But I'm not gonna really. It's not gonna impact anything. I'm not organizing anything. I made a status similar to this. I was like, the 99% is consumed by the need to prove 49.5% of people wrong to the 49.5% of people who agree with them. And then the 1% are only concerned about themselves. So you got 99% of people who are just going back and forth. Like you look at any group like Democrats, Republicans, or this or that, like it's all like cancel culture is like amplifies that energy. Like, oh, yeah, us versus them, have fun. But the 1% just chilling like, yeah, I do that cancel culture stuff. Like, we cool. You got 49.5, 49.
Hey, besides the math equation that Beasley did, 49.5% of people is 17 percentile.
And then you got to subtract it, you got to multiply that one, and then
put the square root, and then put the Pythagorean theorem on top of it.
And then everybody's stupid but me. I'm the one that got the real knowledge. Nah, everybody else.
Knowledge.
That's a fact. Hey, but listen, now I think that's a great point that you made, simply because cancel culture is just a byproduct of intense emotion at one time that doesn't really lead to a resolve or resolution. Meaning, like, there's an intense moment for a day or two where we drag somebody socially, and it's just like a more mature version of joning. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you find somebody who did something crazy, like maybe back at school, like you on their head for the first couple of days, like, dog, you done wore the same jeans 2 days in a row. We on your noggin. You feel me? And then we had this topic of discussion for a brief amount of time. Then you forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really happens. There's no resolution. That was a poor analogy, by the way. But
it's okay.
It was really bad. I think about it. It was really poor. So no, I'm gonna minus myself for that. Thing. But anyway, what I was going for is just basically like cancel culture has to. Well, the only way for it to be effective is if like you got to get to the relevant parties, and there has to be an accountability session and a rehabilitation session. Meaning that the person has to take accountability for whatever wrong they've done, said, or acted upon. Then what's their rehabilitation like? Like, are we just dragging them for all the wrongs that they've done, or are we bringing them to the table? No pun for Jada or anything like that, for no entanglements, nothing like that. But are we bringing them to the table in order for them? I know. Maybe too soon, or maybe it was perfect. We bring them to the table in order to, kind of rectify the situation. Like, are we learning from them? Are we giving them the game and arming them with the knowledge necessary for them to evolve and grow as a person? Or we just drag them?
So it's like even before we get to that accountability phase, we have to make sure that the information that's being provided about said person or organization is factual. Like nowadays, bro, like we don't even give the person time like for the story to evolve. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as the story hit, it gotta be true because it's on social media or it's on the internet. You know what I mean? It's like, so like we gotta let the due diligence process like take care of itself. Because
you talking about social media,
bro.
Flash pan to be first. Like there's no credibility in social media. So that's gonna be
I get that, but here's the thing. I'm using social media because that is the main source in which information is shared now. That's the main vehicle. So I gotta talk about the main vehicle, right? So nonetheless, bro, it's like we don't even know if this person is really guilty of said statement or action or not. Like we just go ahead and cancel them off real. So my question, I want to pivot: is cancel culture conducive?
Period.
Is it conducive? Is it needed?
I wouldn't necessarily say.
But I would say it's always been there. It's just like
it's a different form.
It's really a coping mechanism. It's like somebody who doesn't have any power to actually change anything. You're gonna cancel somebody. Like you can cancel Kanye all you want to. You're not gonna change what Kanye's life is like. You know what I mean? Unless you're finna go out and just like boycott and organize. Like, but nobody's going. I say it's a poor man's version of a boycott because a boycott requires actually some strategy, organizing, and dissemination of information in an organized manner. So if I'm gonna do, even if I put up a post, we're canceling Kanye. Like, no, you're not. Like, you don't do anything anyway on a day-to-day basis to impact his pockets anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do anything nothing I did today impacts Kanye's pockets. So how can I cancel him? I'm not putting money in his pockets. Like we're gonna cancel Apple. And like, but that's still who's doing most of the canceling. It's pretty much like Black Twitter, if we're being honest. It's like a Black Twitter thing. I mean, other people do it, but you got white people who get mad at companies like, I'm leaving, but they not doing nothing either though. Like they doing this like emotional stuff. So I feel like the people who are going to engage in cancel culture, and not saying the reasons aren't always like justifiable, but sometimes. Like Dre said, hold somebody accountable means they agreed that they made a mistake. And sometimes people pull up stuff from like 2009 and somebody said like, dude, that was 11 years ago. Why would you pull up something somebody said? So it's like people are nitpicking. They're looking for things for people to, they did this wrong 10 years ago. Like, bro, like, why they gotta apologize for something they did 10 years ago because you was looking for a reason?
Will, what's up? Dan, what's up, big man? What's up?
I'm open.
SOS. I got something to say.
No, what I was gonna kind of piggyback off of that, but I feel like any possible way that I guess cancel culture could be conducive is kind of what Dre was saying is it misses that rehabilitation piece. Like it's gonna have no. I mean, I get it, you gotta, they have to be held accountable. They have to accept accountability. But even if they do, and there's no rehabilitation piece, it's for nothing. Like. You didn't teach them nothing. You didn't correct them. You just drug them for it and said, "Oh, cool, go on about your day."
Yeah,
right. It's not my job to teach. That's what they're gonna say. It's not my job to teach them.
Yeah, I think it's just reflective of public shaming and intense emotion. Like I don't think anyone has a real action plan other than they were wrong. Let's drag them. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. There's no plan behind it. It's almost centered around like what we need to do collectively you know what I'm saying, as a unit, as Black people, to order to progress. Like, we have moments of intense emotion and then fall off, quickly dissipate. And that's the same type of phenomenon with cancel culture. Like, it's an intense moment of time when we react to something that happens, but it's also indicative of information overload. Like, we've been so desensitized to everything that's happened, whether it be death, racist remarks, and a myriad of other things that happen within the social media spectrum. Like, we're flooded with that on the hour, not even on the day, on the hour. So the fact that, you know, man, Gucci, Calvin Klein, and Prada can all say, fuck niggas. And that shit can happen today, and we'll be mad for 2 weeks. And I guarantee you another 2 weeks, you'll see a line of niggas at Gucci, Prada, and Louis stores buying their products again. You know what I'm saying? So it's no collective action or collective plan in order to boycott these services. And even if there is, like, if it gets big enough, like when Gucci was tripping, like really tripping, who they hired? Dapper Dan to go talk to the Black people, to issue a public apology saying they're going to progress the culture forward, probably put $1 million in the bag, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, we donate to disenfranchised groups, basically shut up and let's move on. You know what I'm saying? So it's so easy to appease us simply because we have no type of strategic action with the cancel culture. It's just moments of intent. It's like a flame. Like, it blazes very brightly and big for a minute, then quickly diminishes.
And the thing is, it only matters on Twitter. People don't realize, like, when you're so into Twitter, like, that becomes a reality. Like, it becomes a virtual reality, and you forget that the world does not operate on Twitter. Like, the average person is not, like, so stuck to their Twitter, but the people who are in that world, like, I was in that world at one point in time, like, it was just all about the tweets and all about the, like, you start thinking that everything you see is happening in real time. Like, oh, we canceled this person, they're getting dragged. That's just your news feed is saying that. The rest of the world don't care about who you canceling, who you dragging. They may even report on that cancel culture, but it's not. People gonna look at them like, oh, they canceled Kanye today. Like, okay, whatever.
Again, but for some time this year.
Donald Trump tripping again. Okay, but if you in it, like, that's all you do 24/7, scroll, refresh. Like, you gonna be thinking, oh man, we really got him out of here. Like, no, you didn't. Do in the mansion chilling somewhere. He in the mansion chilling. You at home mad on Twitter. It's crazy.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. You mad on Twitter. Boys doing crazy. You in the mansion sipping some mimosas. You know what I'm saying? Get his feet scrubbed. You feel me? Feet scrub. You know what I'm saying?
I get the feet scrub.
Yeah, so like a pedicure. You getting a pedicure?
Man, that's part of a foot scrub, man.
I mean, is this like a daily or is this a weekly activity?
Man, daily got to be.
Do I have a mansion? Am I drinking mimosas? Am I getting my feet scrubbed? All right, it's called an analogy, bro. Damn, way to be specific.
Bro, I'm just asking.
What I tell you about talking, bro?
Okay, bro, I get it. You like your feet scrubbed. Go ahead and continue.
I don't, bro. You know what I'm saying? That just got a little weird, bro. You always making shit weird, bro. Anyway.
Bro, you said it, not me.
Cool.
All right, shut up. Continue.
Shut up, continue, bro. Never keep talking, man. Dang.
Spoken true like a Black father, boy. That's how you know he a daddy, boy. I'm talking about like a Black. Shut up and continue. Like, what? I don't know.
Shut up and tell me what happened.
Basically, what BC was saying, though, it's just like, we gotta get out of this mindset that, like, social media runs anything. You know what I'm saying? It's an optional service that you can opt to have. You know what I'm saying? People make these social media platforms, pages, their lives, and in turn get encompassed by the ideals, ideologies, philosophies, and the new trends that are happening currently to form their lives and shape their lives, bro. Like, people, I've seen grown people, we talked about this in our last podcast, arguing, this is back when I was following the Shade Room, stuff like that, arguing in the Shade Room comments about somebody else's life that's fictitious. A fake reality show. They straight mad and ready to fight somebody else over a show that's fictitious, bro. Like, you're that involved in the social media spectrum, which in reality does not exist, that you want to physically harm someone else for having a difference of opinion for something that actually is fake. Like, that's something mentally ill within that. You feel me? So it's just like, we gotta unplug and be like, hey, if it's not progressive, not even to the culture, you gotta start with yourself. If this is not helping you, if this is not progressing you, if canceling this person is not gonna do anything for you, then why are you doing it? Like, personally, I don't buy Calvin Klein simply because of things he said before. I love Gucci Guilty. You know, so anybody who ever smelled that, fire fragrance. Can't pay. I mean, I can't buy it again. I'm upset about that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, I just don't believe in their brand. But that's just something that I do innately. You know what I'm saying? And that's my decision. The only thing you can control is your actions, rather than trying to get a collective to try to drag someone else. Control your actions, control your mind, and then progressing your own life rather than kind of worried about what everybody else is doing and hopping on the trendy thing.
So I do believe that there's strength in numbers only if the action is justified. Again, like cancel culture, bro, like it jump in and we don't even like people don't even have the full facts of the, like they don't even have the backdrop of the situation. So I believe depending on the situation, it could be justified to cancel out somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, R. Kelly. People done canceled out R. Kelly. Ooh, folks have a justifiable reason to cancel out R. Kelly.
Great example.
You need to do the same thing with Elvis, but hey, look, we ain't even talking about that right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nonetheless, I believe that there's a time and place for everything, but at least let the information, let the facts come in first before you just go off and cancel somebody as soon as you read the story on the Shade Room. And I feel like that's kind of productive. You know what I'm saying? So to wrap it up, because we want to give y'all a quick episode. To wrap it up, I just want to say, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on IG, and we got a Twitter now. Shouts out to Willie B. And we got Facebook, I think. I don't know. Maybe so.
We're not sure on the Facebook. We're not sure about that.
It's kind of like a weird spot on
BlackPeopleMeet.com. And Will is on there.
Black People Meet. Follow us on Bebo on MySpace.
Hey, Black Planet, they coming back.
Good shit.
Yeah, I
Black
feel
Planet is coming back.
They tweeted, it was like, we back.
Will is on BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Kind of weird they tweeted that they was on Black Planet, but they gotta get the word out.
I had no idea. Okay, so also follow ATG on Hinge too. I heard we got a Hinge not going on as well.
We also have
OnlyFans.
We got OnlyFans coming out. Boy, it's gonna be some heat. It's gonna be some heat.
It's all individual though. We're not together. We're not together.
Separate. Completely separate. It's not gonna be the same webcam going on at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, edit that part out.
Hey man, look. It's been Against the Grain, man. Thank y'all for your time. Please share this, man, and continue to have a positive and safe week. We out.
Against the Grain.